So here we are in Jenny's car, approaching the north of Spain for a dinner with my parents, and then to say goodbye to Jenny and drive out to Sweden, which she is both excited and scared, if I am correct.
Both. Very much so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which one wins?
Nobody wins. No quality wins. I am curious. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. I know the aim. I know I'm gonna care for my elders, my history, and my younger, my future, our future. And everything that comes in to that space while me living there will be, it's not up to luck, yeah. I know what I'm doing, I know where my skill sets can shine, I know where I can be of contribution, where I could be an asset, so I will search for these areas. The same one as always, dancing, yoga, meditation, inspiring people to know themselves better.
And a subject that we have been discussing in the last couple of hours in the car, well, more than one, is our relationship to culture, to moving in and out of culture, to the sense of happiness to go back to your place where you belong, but also the sense of freedom to get out of your place where you belong. And both maybe the importance of appreciating the binding quality of a culture, the way it makes people feel that they connect with something greater than themselves, and also the joy of the explorer to break rules and go to the end of the world and back and reinvent himself or herself.
Well, culture is, I guess it comes from the word cultivates. When we think of culture, we think of it as something close, as something historic that has a certain framework that makes it so, makes it a culture. But cultivation is an ongoing process, so culture, I feel, should also be an ongoing process. It should grow and it should evolve as the human grows, as the person, individual grows, as society changes and expands and takes in other influences.
That would be the merit of a culture.
That should be the merit of a culture, to not be so rigid around itself, but to understand.
Yeah, to give enough binding so that people feel like they can depend on one another, they can trust one another, they can belong with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So to give that sense of a net, but in the best possible way.
Yeah,
like a safety net of sorts. But without the net becoming a spider web.
Yeah.
Because like with everything else, we think that things are always in a particular way, but everything is always changing. Everything is in constant flux. So I think the most successful cultures are probably the ones that are able to evolve and adapt to the new times and the new people that live in them.
And I have to say that where I'm going, I am mildly impressed actually, because the Swedish culture, of course, you grew up with the Swedish culture like I did in the 70s, it was fairly untouched by external influence, yeah. But now as I've visited throughout the years, it has, of course, radically changed with the amount of immigration that it has received. It has taken in not just new influences in ways of thinking, but also in ways of language, of food, so that I would say actually is a culture that, well, maybe it's a little exciting to re-explore from not having lived there for a while. Yeah. I have felt every nuance from incredible resistance and wanting to cry my eyes out to some kind of excitement for the familiar, some sort of excitement for being in the country that has my passport, the country where I feel like I have a natural, at least administrative belonging. Yeah. Now, as I go into it. Now as I'm really getting close, I have these few days where there will be, I suppose, a lot of reflection, what I'm leaving behind and what I have ahead. I feel mildly apprehensive and mildly excited, if that makes sense. So the edges of everything is curbed because there's a reality in front of me that I will inhabit with all my maturity, wisdom, and awareness that I can. Yeah. But then, of course, as culture has a certain hold on you and you remember some things fondly and some things with not so much fondness, there are trepidations and pet peeves and fears that come up. But I don't know, I feel pretty open. I'm very much in the space of we'll see.
Well, you're very open as a human being. So
At this point I am pretty open as a human being, and I will
will open up.
I think so. And also that is an interesting thing, like not just starting over, but going, let's say, back home in my 50s, starting from zero again, is going to be a trip, literally a trip. And that does not fill me with trepidation. Like if I see that from an awareness perspective, that fills me with curiosity. How is this going to go down? We shall see.
It'll be fine. I think the most dramatic thing is for you and I to not be
that
away
is
from each other for so long.
yeah, that's going to be but we shall stay connected in the distance, and a good vehicle is this little podcast that we're doing. The one question is, we will continue. We'll try to find some Zoom way or some YouTube way to do it, so we can continue having these beautiful conversations, and then we'll have different ways to share, we will experience different events that we can discuss. So, next time we see each other, we'll figure out some way to do this 2-screen thing. We shall see how technologically advanced we can get. Yes. Hope you're all well. Hope you're happy. And see you soon.
See you soon.